I think that the first thing we have to do is the calendar. The Maya calendar is the result of a long Maya history, and there are four eras, 4 ages, and the fourth one is particularly the Maya one, the Maya age. So the fourth one with the hero. We have here a book. It's a Popol Vuh. I don't know if you know that.
Well, I've heard the story.
Yeah, it's
of the Popol
It's a
Vuh.
Popol Vuh, and it's a key book. It's a Maya key book.
Oh, really?
It's very important to understand the Maya civilization, their spirituality, their culture, their history. So in this book we have the history of the Mayas, but also the soul of the Maya. So what we know from them is the 3 first ages ended by a cataclysm.
Or catastrophic.
Catastrophe, yeah, something. But the fourth not, because during the 4th age, the calendar has been invented, and the Maya calendar has a very specific particularity. It's like a wheel that's always turning, but without a reference, like a date. So it never ended. It never ends. It always pursue its own movement.
So it's perpetual.
Exactly. So when we say doomsday, the end of the world, it was for the 3 first ages, not the 4th.
So
it's something else with the 4th.
The Mayans believe that we've been through 3 ages and we're entering into the 4th.
Yeah, exactly. With a hero, which is Hunahpu, it's his name, Hunahpu. It's the same hero than what's his name? Prometheus. In Greece, Prometheus. So it's a hero, it's a god man who brought to humankind the fire. And that fire is consciousness. Is the power of self-consciousness. So he took the fire of heavens and he brought it to the humankind. And this is the beginning of the 4th age, the start of self-consciousness, and also the awareness of the linkage between humankind and the gods. So it's something very spiritual.
So are we in the 4th age yet, Denis?
Normally, yes. But
yes.
It seems that we are a bit late.
But,
so wait,
yes,
self-consciousness is not very, very developed.
So right now, because this is the year, they say, that 2012 is where the Mayan calendar, whatever, changes, ends, whatever. But is this the change from one Mayan age to another? Are we moving from the 3rd age to the 4th age?
So we are already in the 4th age.
Okay.
So it's within the 4th age. It's a new change. Normally, it's for them a new change, and that change is directly related to Hunahpu or the Popol Vuh. This is why during our lecture we are going to speak of the Popol Vuh.
And when is your lecture?
When or?
When?
It's on
Thursday.
Thursday. Not Thursday. This Thursday.
This Thursday?
Yeah.
Where are you? Where will you be doing it?
Well, we're gonna give all that out. It's
Okay.
on Spadina Avenue. But so if we're in the 4th age now, when did that start? When did that 4th age start?
10,000 years.
Well, also there is several ways of calculation, of calculating the dates, because for the Maya, the universe is not like a pancake. It's not something that is flat. There are many levels. There are many planes. So we are living, experiencing our life for them, according to them, with the world of the 5 senses. And that's right, because the way we are relating to the world, to the others, is through our 5 senses. We have 5 senses. But in Maya spirituality, that's not the whole thing. Normally, we should have 7 senses. So 2 are lacking. So the period in the 4th age, the change for them, the change is to enter a new age where normally it should be possible to develop the 5th sense, the 6th sense and the 7th sense, being the 5th sense being self-consciousness, what is precisely lacking nowadays. So this is why we are truly in a period that is quite dramatic, because we are late.
So we're developing a new sense?
And not developing if we put the energy in it. It's not automatic.
No.
So this mythical character, Unapu,
Unapu, exactly.
okay, now he's like Prometheus. He's bringing the fire of
Exactly.
consciousness
Exactly.
down
To humanity.
to humanity. Now, has he already existed, or is he yet to come,
He's coming
or where
back.
does he exist?
No?
You know, where is he chronologically in the Mayan mythology today? Has
Well-
he already been, or do we expect him?
Well, for that we have to say that for the Mayas, the universe, as I said, multi-level, multi-planes, and also the production of a sevenfold creative forces. When we look at the gods, the Mayan gods, we see that there are many names such as God 7 or God 5.
They numbered
Or
them?
God,
with that-
13. So there is a
18
relation between the God and a number, like 5, 7, 13, 9, etc. But it's always unity and particularities, aspects of it.
Let me
So,
ask you
yeah.
something. I just wanted to find out. Unapu
Unapu.
is the fire god, and he's really the god of consciousness and to raise consciousness. So what number would he be?
Unapu is related to the number 7 because it's directly related to the sevenfold forces, according to the Maya, that brought the universe
Together.
in motion, in existence.
And-
It's very
and-
interesting because it's not just Maya. We find that in all the spiritual traditions worldwide. For instance, in India, the Manasaputras, who are also this developed, more developed than human being consciousness, that at a certain point came in this world to
Are they-
bring something else to the humankind.
Were the Indian ones what we get from the deities and the sacred, books and everything else?
Exactly.
The deities? Is that what it is?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's very interesting. It's not
It is.
just India. It's also Egyptian. It's also
Oh,
Celtic.
yes, many civilizations.
It belongs to our spiritual heritage. This is why it's so interesting.
And
See?
why do you think we're a little late with our consciousness awakening?
But I think because we are already free. We already have freedom. We are looking for freedom, but we have already freedom. But we are not using it. So this is the
We
free will.
deny our
You know,
freedom.
free will.
Free will,
Libre
yes.
arbitre, free
yes.
will. So
yes.
it's up to us. So we already know all the values. So we know what are the values for a better and new world. We already know that, but we are not using them. So why? We have already the freedom to use our values,
Mhm.
but we are not. So we are late, because when we have the power to do things, if we are not doing it, so obviously we are getting late. We are going to look at this Maya spiritual heritage, but the reverse way, because nowadays what are we doing? We are looking at pieces such as in the exhibit, beautiful pieces, but we don't understand them. There's a little text. Why? Because we are first looking the pieces, material pieces, and then we try to understand them. But when we do that, we are trying to understand another culture using our own cultural vision,
Yeah.
And our own
sensitivity.
perception
Exactly.
and our own...
So we have to do the reverse process. Start with mythology. We have to understand the Mayan mythology. And when we understand that mythology, then we'll be able to understand the culture. So then we'll be able to understand their history. And at the final, we'll be able to look at the pieces and to receive the
and
message.
to put them together.
Exactly.
Instead of it being puzzles, pieces,
Exactly.
we have the complete picture.
And to receive their teachings. Because this is human being.
Okay, but I have a question. The Mayans were also known for horrible, brutal human sacrifices. True or not?
Precisely. I would say yes.
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 Is
They
that
have no
our German
and
nice?
yes. No and yes. Because what is very interesting, again, in the Popol Vuh, there is their history. And they say that during the third age, yes, there were sacrifices during the third age. But for them, the Maya, this was prehistoric times. It wasn't prehistoric time. For them, history hadn't started at that moment. Because for them, history started at the fourth age, when precisely Hunahpu brought to the humankind that higher consciousness, meaning self-consciousness, and above all, the awareness that we are related to gods. We are related to higher powers. And for that, the changes for the fourth age is to stop the sacrifices, human sacrifices, and to start other kind of sacrifices.
You know, that sounds like a parallel to what happened in the Western culture as well. Like, of course, the Old Testament, there was sacrifice, and there was an eye for an eye, you know, and then that evolved beyond.
You're right, totally right. We find that in all the humankind traditions worldwide. And it's logical, because let's take the scientific perspective of our origins, our human being. So we're supposed to come from animals. And then gradually we evolved. So who taught us from where we managed to have a higher consciousness? We needed teachers somehow. But the fact is, we started, since our origins as animals, so we started gradually. And if we take animals, they are going to change their behavior and to become philosophers. They are going first to fight. They are going to keep on their behavior. So gradually we have to change that. We needed teachers, wise person, to say, okay, why are you sacrificing? Oh, because it's good, because for the natural forces, etc. But why are you doing that? They can't understand. So we have to change gradually and to pass from maybe human sacrifices to animal sacrifices, and then to symbolic sacrifices, because the object of sacrifices is ourselves. We have to change.
Do you think? Hold that thought.
Go for it, Stella.
Do you think that really the age we've been in, and especially since the industrial age and then the technological age, which I think we're in, has set us back so that there's been enough human sacrifice with all the wars, all the bloodshed, all the slaughter, all the genocide. That in itself, to me, has been enough human sacrifice. What do you say?
Of course.
Do you think
But
I'm on the right
I think
track?
that's not enough to say it, because
Where
good
do we go from
intention,
here?
good thought are not enough. We need truly to do something for this world to change.
Okay.
Just the ideas are not.
But how are we going to do it, Denis?
How?
Because, you know, people are trying, but, you know, we're one person among 7 billion. What can they do?
But you are doing it somehow. For instance, the last show we attended here was very interesting. So if people are listening to that, with all these stories about music, all these stories that involve human beings, their behavior, bad behavior, but there are bad behavior, but also good behavior. We have good people. So when we are faire des témoignages, when we are testifying these stories, that's good. We need to awaken people.
Okay, Denis and Françoise. So the lecture is or seminar is this Thursday at 7:30 at the Center for Social Innovation, 215 Spadina Avenue. What can people like Françoise tell? You know, like who should be interested in coming, and what do you think they can take away?
Inspiration that comes from getting a deeper understanding about the human being, the human destiny, because it's going to be, what can we learn from this timeless wisdom? And, when we feel that we belong to humanity, when we feel that we don't come from nowhere, there's a rich heritage we can learn from. We feel, like ancients used to say, like dwarfs on the shoulders of giants, because we get some perspective. And so we have insights about the fact that we are going somewhere as a human being. So definitely, I would say we get insight, inspiration, and for some people, it's going to be a desire to learn more and to become philosophers. That's to say, practitioners of love of wisdom.
It's going to be a fascinating lecture, and I think it's an interesting, optimistic take that it's this bringing of the flame of consciousness that means that we can actually get through this end of the age rather than just see it come to an end. And maybe it is that consciousness that gives us the ability to somehow have an influence on the universe around us.
Exactly.
Okay, great. Well, thanks for coming in today. Now, how can people get more information, Françoise, about coming to the event this Thursday?
Well, the best is to go to our website, which is newacropolis.ca, N-E-W Acropolis, ACROPOLIS.ca, and there's going to be, all the information about the seminar.
Okay. Well, if it's anything
love
like
to go.
well, you should, because every time I've gone to one of your events, it's been a fantastic,
And 215 Spadina
a
is where?
fantastic time.
Yeah, well, we'd
So-
love to see you.
Okay,
Definitely.
great. All right, guys.
Thank
Well,
you.
thanks for coming in.